It's August 15th, 2013. And thought about starting a channel called Family Values Atheist. Family values. And you know, I'm the type of guy who's basically an observer, and then after doing a lot of observations, making an evaluation. So, atheists, they're always asking creationists and evangelical Christians, they're asking them, are your beliefs falsifiable? Huh? But there's a few key things that they don't really think are falsifiable. For example, the doctrine that that if you're so-called born gay, if you think you're gay, you can't change, and even the idea of changing is inherently abusive. That's one of their core dogmas. And there's other ones. For example, with my recent experience with having some discussions about the homosexual status and agenda with some liberal people, one key thing that came out was, and that you hear this again and again, and it's present in the LDC, the liberal death cult. And it's the idea that reproduction means nothing. Okay? Just because you can cook up a kid initially in a petri dish from a couple of strangers, yeah, that means reproduction means nothing. And that, for my view, is an evil idea. And you see it again and again with this group out of New York called Stfu Parents. Shut the fuck up, parents. And then, if you listen to P.Z. Myers, he's basically completely unconcerned about the fact that his children may or may not share his DNA. He thinks that's completely unimportant. What the hell? Where did these people think they came from? And then I listened to the show, the guy who puts out the show called The Amazing Atheist. And he says, oh, sex is between a penis and a vagina. Well, you know what? Where in the hell do you think you came from? Huh? You think you're gonna make a baby out of a penis and an asshole? Huh? Are you gonna make a baby out of two vaginas and no penis? Where do you think babies come from? Didn't they teach you sex education there, Mr. Amazing Atheist? Not so amazing. Kind of, anyway. I can appreciate the tone of the guy, but he's basically been sucked into the LDC, liberal death cult. Okay? The LDC. One key thing about taking a step back is you can walk around the philosophical landscape. Listen to different sides. Open your mind to different sides. Huh? Are your beliefs falsifiable, Mr. Wonderful Atheist? Mr. Oh, I'm so hot atheist? Huh? Are your beliefs falsifiable? Have you been sucked into another dogmatic meme set? One on the left? One that claims that, oh, reproduction is of no value. You know, the key thing about having everything be equal is, in order to justify homosexual marriage, homosexual sex, homosexual advocacy, the advocacy that, oh, we shouldn't even try to change people who are homosexual. Advocacy for that has to have some links. Some links. Okay. And over here on this side, you have to have an idea. Reproduction means nothing. Then you can go on and you can justify the child-free life. Huh? Time magazine article about the child-free life. Yeah. Wastrels. Wastrels who are wasting their lives. Wastrels. And we don't need to say, oh yeah, whatever your choice, whatever's good for you is good for you. We don't need to make a judgment on that. Well, why not? Is it compassionate to care about whether someone's wasting their life? Huh? What do you think? That's what the social right has to offer you, Mr. Newbie Atheist, who learned that reproduction means nothing, and because of overpopulation and environmental concerns, that means it's good for people not to have children. Yeah, that idea is going to leave you pretty much a zero on the Great Mandela. Take your place on the Great Mandela. Check out that song. You must choose now. Huh? I think it was Peter, Paul, and Mary, the Great Mandela. You're going to take your place on the Great Mandela, Mr. and Mrs. Child Free? You're going to take your place on the Great Mandela, Mr. Chasing your ass your whole life, gay who posts endless pictures of in your underwear on Facebook? Where's your place on the Great Mandela? Well, as far as I can tell, right on the edge. Ready to jump off. Well, if you want to have a place, you gotta somehow sew your way into the fabric. Now, maybe you can be a famous artist, but most people aren't. Most people aren't Oscar Wilde. Okay? Most people aren't, I don't know, other famous gay people. Okay. They made a contribution. Now, it would have been nice, maybe if they could have had a kid. Hey, if your penis goes into an asshole, it ought to be able to go into a vagina. I think it was actually designed to go into a vagina, so maybe you could find a vagina to put it in, huh? And a woman who actually isn't afraid to be with a gay man and have a child with him. Hey, how about that? Huh? 14 billion years of evolution designed your penis to go in vaginas. But you go and put it in an asshole instead. Thank you, black atheists of Atlanta. Thank you for allowing me to see that, yeah, that little doctrine of the left is falsifiable, as far as I can tell. Huh? So, the key part of naturalism which isn't afraid to embrace some conservative principles, is that maybe some stigmas associated with certain human behaviors actually have some value. You want to get AIDS? You want to get an STD? Go ahead and have sex with everybody you want. Yeah. You want to have no one care about that you even existed in 100 years? Go ahead and assume that this idea that's popped in your brain, oh yes, I am gay too, and that is no problem. And I cannot change. And even if you think I can, that is abusive. Huh? Anyway. atheist groups seem to be happy with accepting libertarians, and I'm not a libertarian. I'm still an economic liberal until proved otherwise. We'll see. Although there are too many people on the dole. But the state is a better dole provider than the church or putting people out on the street. And I don't agree with Ayn Rand, but atheist groups seem to be making big way for libertarians. Oh, Michael Shermer, welcome. But what about the social conservatives? You lack economic conservatives in your little groups. How about social conservatives? Where's your neutrality about that? Atheist Community of Austin, American Atheists, Center for Inquiry. Where's your neutrality about that? People who are critical of the gay agenda. Okay. People who are critical of the gay flag. Where's your objectivity about that? Oh yeah, we're neutral about that. We got to be careful about what we say. Otherwise we might offend libertarians. We can't offend the libertarians, but if you offend somebody who's a social conservative, well, that's no problem. We'll put shows out about debunking them. Debunk. That's your favorite word for just discounting out of hand something which may actually be of value. So here's to family values atheism. Huh? We're here too. So anyway, responding to the atheism religion present in some groups where they have the dogma that homosexuality is equal, gay parenthood is the same as straight parenthood, the children don't need a mommy and a daddy, that reproduction means nothing, that passing on your DNA to the next generations means nothing. Yeah, I think we need to respond to that. And not because there's a God, but because we're human. Human first. How's that for humanism? Okay.